Have you ever been in a biblical movie before?
CINEMAX Vanguard.
No.
Every Wednesday in June, CINEMAX has an unusual movie that you're not likely to find at the multiplex. First off, a Sundance success about dating, love, and matchmaking with a distinct same-sex slant.
A carefree single lesbo looking for love.
There's a movie from China and a coming-of-age story from Down Under. Also festival surprises.
History will judge you harshly.
And a Spinal Tap spoof for the 90s, with Soupy Sales as the prophet.
You can't cut Jesus, that's like doing Fitzcarraldo without the boat.
4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in June. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in September, CINEMAX has an unusual movie. Hypnotic, sensational, and always entertaining. First off, a sophisticated retelling of the Dracula legend with the very undead Peter Fonda and David Lynch.
Can you identify the body?
There's an epic from India.
Isn't that great?
A breezy comedy crime concoction with one of those Baldwin boys.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
And an Outback take on Chekhov's Uncle Vanya with Sam Neill and Greta Scacchi.
Could try dried kangaroo dung. Aborigines swear by it.
4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema, once a week, to keep you on an even keel. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in September. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in January, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, bawdy, brilliant, and almost off limits. First off, Luis Buñuel's rediscovered sexual masterpiece, once denounced as CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in April, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, psychedelic, Oscar-worthy, and brimming with stars. First off, an Academy Award nominee for Best Documentary of 1996, a portrait of living caricature legend Al Hirschfeld.
The problem is to avoid stereotypes, not to get stuck, bored, or mentally constipated.
There's a period piece shot in Prague with Tarantino favorite Tim Roth.
I've never been so moved by the sight of a woman before.
Tryout photographer Larry Clark's Cinema Verite study in hedonistic aimlessness in the lives of some New York teens.
Trust me, don't be nervous.
A story of sexual confession and psychological destruction. A My Dinner with Andre for the 90s.
I began to tell everybody that she was dead.
And a tie-dye trip into the world of Grateful Dead groupiedom.
And it's just one big happy dead kind of thing.
Not 4, but 5 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema.
You mean there isn't a Belgrade?
It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in April. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in June, CINEMAX has an unusual movie. Earthy, exotic, and always good food for thought.
Oh, it sounds appalling.
First off, a rollicking tale of rustic intrigue and sparkling sophistication, with Sir Ian McKellen, Stephen Fry, and the ever-fabulous Joanna Lumley.
I saw something nasty in the woodshed.
There's a Chinese movie about legends, adultery, and the finest sesame oil in the land. A game of cat and mouse in a booby-trapped jungle. One of the first films shot for the new generation of HD TV.
Now that bullet's still out there. It's got somebody's name on it.
And a kind of unmovie. A documentary that blurs the line between fact and fiction in small-town America. 4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in June. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in July, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, wildly and worldly. The polar opposite to the late-night barbecue.
Oh.
First off, a free-floating Generation X homage to the Big Chill, reviewed at Cannes. There's a rare Iranian export, a charming fable about charming snakes and goldfish. A German comedy about the multiple manifestations of love. A magical French-Hungarian co-production set in the waning days of World War II. And a cheekily vicious British film shown at Sundance about the ins and outs of poisoning your friends and family. Not 4, but 5 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in July. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Saturday in November, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, sublime and sensational. Prime time at 8. First off, hard after Shallow Grave and Train Spotting, a fondly observed story about the trials and tribulations of growing up Scottish in the 60s. There's an Australian he said, she said whodunit in a case of sexual harassment. A sweeping and elegant retelling of one of Europe's favorite mysteries, of palace intrigue and missing heirs. An independent gem from New Jersey with certain stardom-bound Billy Crudup. And an homage to screen goddess Jean Moreau and the art of living well, with Sam Waterston, Nell Carter, and Sean Young. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in February, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, sexy and spry, from 4 far-flung corners of the world. First off, the highest-grossing film in Italian history.
Eh?
A screwball comedy with Italy's own kind of Jim Carrey. There's a compelling anti-war drama from Russia, a big hit at Cannes. We've got a sensual psycho thriller with Dennis Leary, Annabella Sciorra, and Abe Vigoda. And an elaborately intense drama about an immigrant family's confrontation with racism in France. 4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in February. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in March, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, wild and worldly, and always entertaining. First off, passion collides with politics in an impassioned look at life in contemporary Cuba. We've got a louder-than-life posthumous portrait of comic Sam Kinison, with Jay Leno and Dennis Miller. There's Hal Hartley's multinational, multi-sexual escapade about love and betrayal. And an atmospheric and tragically ambiguous murder mystery from China. 4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in March. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in April, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, jaunty and jocular, and always entertaining. First off, there's a riotous look at the vagaries of life and love amongst the college set, a film reviewed at Cannes. We've got a desperately intense Australian film about madness and romance. There's a rare cinematic foray by American theater legend Julie Harris, scored by Pat Metheny. A Sundance favorite from Canada about the darker side of love and doomy attraction. And a lush and lavish update of Leo Tolstoy's epic tale of ill-fated lovers, shot in St. Petersburg. Not 4, but 5 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in April. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in May, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, breezy and brazen, and always good for a surprise. First off, a Technicolor French fantasy starring a very regal Catherine Deneuve. There's a dark and engrossing Southern melodrama with hurricanes and lies and deception. And a wild and raucous British film about burgers, soccer, and more burgers. Wednesday means very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in May. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in June, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, glittery and gay, and always good food for thought.
What are you doing?
First off, an explosive social drama from Britain about deception and the nature of parenthood, reviewed at Sundance. We've got a teen coming-of-age in New York story about friends and lovers and the hazy line that divides them. There's a spry Texan film also shown at Sundance that asks whether it's ever too late to find love or to lose everything. And a raucous docudrama about the 1969 Stonewall riots, the legendary flashpoint of the gay liberation movement. 4 Wednesdays of simply fabulous cinema.
Our mom's a lesbian.
It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in June. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in July, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, wily and worldly. Just the thing for a late-night snack.
Sounds good.
First off, a drolly, shocking satire of sexual mores in the Kingdom of Belgium, a favorite at the Cannes Festival. There's an unusual girl's eye view of a failing marriage that turns her world upside down. We've got a good-hearted farce set in Italy with Jean Reno and Mercedes Ruehl. A messily human whirlwind through the life of a sly and sexy Frenchwoman. And a deftly clever foray behind the scenes in Hollywood with all the not 4 but 5 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in July. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in November, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, sublime and surreal, perfect for a blustery night.
It's Jesus, all right. Dressed in modern clothes, wearing a suit and a bow tie.
First off, a seductive backwoods fable about a chance meeting that changes John Turturro's life. From the director of The Scent of Green Papaya comes a riveting story set in Vietnam's criminal underworld. There's a Mexican road movie about sex, lies, and murder. And a mesmerizing, sensual film from British maverick Peter Greenaway, with Trainspotting's Ewan McGregor. 4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema.
Life is a tomato right off the vine.
It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in November. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in December, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, feisty and festive, the perfect thing for the holidays. First off, an intense and searing portrait of the Troubles in Northern Ireland in the 70s. There's an old world, new world culture clash that ends in murder, set in the Australian outback. We've got a sweeping Swedish saga about a religious fervor that tears a small town in two. And a case of mistaken identity that leads 2 unlikely lovers on the trip of a lifetime. 4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in December. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in March, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, sensuous and splashy, just right for winter's wind down.
Oh, yeah?
First off, a fascinating and fabulous look at the unknown world of musicals from behind the Iron Curtain. There's a sweeping Chinese epic with all the requisite seduction, betrayal, and intrigue. We've got a scrappy Irish story with Stephen Ray. An engaging French, Belgian, Luxembourgian favorite from the festival at Cannes. And a documentary about Neil Young and Crazy Horse from indie maverick Jim Jarmusch. Not 4, but 5 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in March. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in April, CINEMAX has an unusual movie. Fresh, not frozen, and always entertaining.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
First off, a rock'em sock'em Japanese mafia story, a kind of pulp fiction with chopsticks. There's a political thriller come love story with Stephen Ray leading a do-it-yourself hit squad. We've got Jeremy Irons as a lovelorn journalist adrift in Hong Kong on the eve of the Chinese takeover. And a hauntingly lyrical British movie about finding redemption in the boxing ring with Bob Hoskins. 4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema.
We are going to Wales.
It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in April. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in May, CINEMAX has an unusual movie. Brilliant and breezy. Just the thing to kick off the barbecue season. First off, an oddball romantic comedy with a full crew of Vanguard-y stars, and Brenda Blethyn to boot. There's an arch and engrossing Irish film from Neil Jordan, with Sinead O'Connor as the Virgin Mary come to save the day, or not. We've got a sexually charged English movie about two sisters' spiraling sibling rivalry. And further supernatural goings-on in Danish maverick Lars von Trier's cult hospital epic. 4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in May. CINEMAX Vanguard. Every Wednesday in September, CINEMAX has an unusual movie, the perfect alternative to what's on at the mall.
It's the easy-to-understand kind.
First off, a tribute to the epicenter of golden Hollywood social world and the people who made it happen. There's Christian Slater and an oddly wholesome fable about suicide and small-town intrigue. There's an urban romance, Gregory Hines' first time in the director's chair. From the Sundance Festival, there's a behind-the-scenes story about what it takes to make it big in Hollywood. And a down-and-dirty but smart and sexy comedy thriller with James Woods and ever-smoldering Linda Fiorentino. Not 4, but 5 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. It's all part of CINEMAX Vanguard, every Wednesday night in September.